guys, it's Emperor High Moon Dragon. Yeah, you saw the title. We got an update. So, for the longest time, I've been reading the book. I wasn't going to do a video on every time they had an update. Because sometimes their updates would take really long, sometimes they didn't. Well, I'm not going to spoil too much, because there's a lot that we would have to review, and I just don't have that kind of time to get into every little crucial detail. But it did take a very bizarre turn. And let me start by saying that the relationship between Bum and I think it's Sangway, I'm terrible with names, I'm sorry, started taking more of an average relationship. The beatings had seemed to have stopped, which I thought was really weird. I'm like, okay, what's his angle at this point? Not to mention, now the police are involved. And we do get to see where he's disposing of these bodies. We actually get to see him dispose a body that Bum actually killed somebody. We get to see Bum physically kill somebody, which I thought he would never, ever be able to do. We also get a little background story of Bum's relationship with his grandparents, which just was a very, very fucked up thing, because you think that it's going to be, okay, well, maybe the reason he was living there was because his parents abused him or whatever, and it just took, it was just worse. And it got to the point where not only are we seeing the story that we're reading it, but he's also telling the story at the same time. So it's not like one is getting the story and the other one's not getting it. And after the story was over, I thought, okay, so now this guy, he knows where Bum's coming from. He knows why Bum, if you guys have been reading the books, you'll remember in a certain chapter that Bum confessed to slitting his wrist because it made him feel better. And that the other guy said, it's guys like you I don't like. You're weak, you know. And we get to figure, we understand now why he does it. Well, he had a relapse. And he cut himself. And it was bad. It was a bad cut. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh my God, he's dead. He's not moving. He's dead. Well, what shocked me? You would think that the other guy wouldn't care. I mean, he hasn't cared since. He started to cry. And I was like, okay, this is a little unsettling for several reasons. I mean, he was talking like a child would seeing blood. He was like, oh, there's too much of it. Make it go back, make it go back. And I'm like, okay, somebody doesn't understand. But what I thought was very interesting is he carries Bum upstairs. You know, and he still is bleeding out. He puts him on the bed and he wraps his wrist. He wraps it real good. And I'm thinking, it's not going to do any good. Well, it did. He lived. Now, I don't want to go into any further detail, because if I do, I'm going to wind up spoiling it for all of you. And I don't want to do that. I want you guys to continue to read this book and fill the comment pages with how you feel about this book. Because I'll tell you what, guys, I would like to see this as a live action movie. With you know, they can cut out some stuff, but they really need to keep a lot of it to keep the creepiness and the gore to where it is. In fact, I don't know the studio in I think it was Japan that did Death Note and who did Black Butler. I think they could make this into a really good movie. I would also like to see it come out as an anime in its entirety. Now, I don't know how long this manga is. You know, it could be, you know, just a couple books, maybe 3 or 4 books, and that could be it. It could either just be 3 books, and that's it. But to read this book, and to really sit there and see what's going on, it's more unsettling now than what it was when I went into it. Because I just thought this was going to be a quick kill, done, move on to the next victim. No. I think he is starting to fall in love with Bum and is trying to change who he is. Because we also find out not only did Bum come from a bad place, the other one came from a bad place too. In fact, he came from a broken home, literally. And when you see how his father treated him and his mom, it's understanding why he snapped. But we don't know when he snapped. You know, he does confess to killing his father. Excuse me, it's late. He does do that. He does show Bum where he's buried. Well, he didn't really show him. Bum kind of found that out, and that turned into a yelling match. But there's so much that's going on in the book right now. It is so hard to just talk about one thing without talking about everything. It would be impossible. And I am going to start doing more videos on some of the books, not just this one. I can tell you guys real quick, Blood Bank looks like they are just done at chapter, I think it was 27. They're done. The other one I think I might do a review on, but it's a bit complicated. It's called Loyal Servant or Loyal Slave. It's something like that. It's okay. It's okay. Not one that I would really talk a whole bunch of because there's a lot going on in that one. The same with this one. The other one I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to have to reread a lot of it. It's called Warehouse. Now, some people in the comment section were comparing it to Killing Stalking. After I had read quite a bit of chapters on it, I said, this is nothing like Killing Stalking. This doesn't even compare to it. And what I'll do, guys, I'll do the same thing. I'll talk about it, and at the end of that video when I make it, I will show some of that art style, and why I say it is the art style is nowhere compared to Killing Stalking. The story is similar, but not even close. I have a lot going on. You guys probably know I only get 2 days off work, so it's hard for me to make videos. And just try to give as much as I can without giving out too much. Like I said, this book is really good. It really plays on a lot of your senses. Because I'm not one for gory movies, but I do like a story that's got a lot of mystery. It's got some danger. You don't know if the person's going to live or die, you know. And I think this would make a really good movie. I wouldn't want to be made in America, because we all saw what happened when they decided to make Dragon Ball. That was like a nightmare. But I think of Japan, since obviously it would have come from Japan because it's a manga, or wherever it originated from, I think they need to have this, and they need to make it a movie so we can all see it. If you go on eBay right now, they've got cosplays up of this already. There's a lot of people already cosplaying. Some of them look really, really good, like really real. It's spooky. It's kind of scary. But all in all, I kind of want to see the ending, but I kind of don't want to see the ending because I'm kind of scared of what's going to happen if Bum is going to survive this, or are they just going to move out of the house that they're living in and go somewhere else where nobody knows who they are. You know, I don't know. I kind of want to know, but at the same time, I don't want to know because, you know, it kind of ruins it afterwards. Anyway, I'm seeing my run time. We are out of time. Sorry I couldn't talk about everything that I wanted to talk about, but you guys know what to do. This is Jahia Moondragon, and as always, I will see you in the next anime. Bye-bye.